Hello and welcome to the first video on research for the resource file building. I'm your host Andy Woolley, and within this video we're going to look at the known keywords that you have for your particular brand. So like all our brands online, be it a product or a service you're selling or an event or personal branding you're building, you're going to have a fair idea of some of the keywords you really want to rank for. Now we're going to take those, build out our first silo, do some research on those and embed them within the template. And through that element of discovery, we should be able to find our secondary keywords, which will obviously lead us then into our phrases, which are our body and long tail keywords as well. So join me in this video where we make a start. We're going to look at the first step within this journey is the known keywords. We've filled out our main landing page, which obviously is the menu, obviously, and all our contact details and our logins to our website. But we also have here, in line with our objectives, what we wish to be known for. So knowing that, we have already identified some of the particular keywords relevant to the brand. This should be the same for yourself. So taking those keywords, and we're literally just going to use them bit by bit. We're going to start the process. We're going to use a tool called SEMrush. There is a link in the description below, or if you're on the website, there is a button there that you can link through and try and obviously sign up for a 7-day free trial. Now, it is a premium bit of software, but very much well worth it. There is an affiliate link, so yes, it would be very nice that if you do use the link there, either below or on the main page, I do get a small commission for it, but I heartily recommend it. I mean, I've been an advocate of SEMrush for probably 8 years in total, and it just keeps getting better and better. Plus, having used the rafter tools out there, such as Moz, Ahrefs, and Surfer Pro, they all have their angle, but I've found that the keyword research specifically in SEMrush has been the most reliable. So, jumping into the tool here, we come to the main landing page. What we're looking for is their magic key tool, keyword magic tool, which basically allows us to pop in our chosen keyword, choose the country of your origin. In this case, it's the United Kingdom for myself, and then press search. Now, what it will give back to us, it will give us the keyword and other variations, either long tail or body keywords, but with predominantly all these modifiers. And where SEMrush is quite clever, it identifies through latent semantic indexing the semantic relationships between the keywords to give us some of the most common terminology or modifiers that are used alongside the word storytelling and data. And you can clearly see things like conference driven, courses, examples, all help build up more and more of a picture. Now, it's great the tool uses this, but we will go into depth later on in this video series covering filtering and grouping, which is why we choose Excel, because whilst we're looking at just one silo here, once we collectively push all our information into Excel, it could be quite time consuming, and obviously having multiple silos, Excel will be our best way to sift through it. Here, as you can see, is the keyword that's chosen from our particular term, which is at the top here. The search volume, keyword difficulty, the trend, how popular it is throughout a year, the cost per click, the competitive nature, which is anywhere from a 0 all the way up to 1, 1 being the most difficult, the SERP features, which allow us to rank for different types of positions on the search engine results page, obviously from a search query, such as like, best storytelling course out there, and you can see whether it be reviews, links, whether it's the people also ask, which are the organic questions in the accordion boxes, images, it could be videos, it could also be something within the knowledge palette or even a rich snippet. There are many different types of SERPs you can actually rank for and dominate quite a few positions even on page 1. Okay, with that said, I also make sure that the currency is set to GB for my particular country. You can see that United Kingdom and GB. To be fair to SEMrush, it does 130 different countries, so you could select depending on where you are, and it will look in the respective databases there and provide you the relevant information. Now, all we're going to do for the moment is just pull all this data out, all 227 broad matches. I don't tend to go for exact matches or phrase matches. I just go broad because I'm looking for both the content for the silos and also for the content clusters, related content. So if you consider the silo as your category, the content clusters are your subcategories. And we just pull that out. So that's it. Done. Job done. Just discard that one. Right, jumping back in, I pull out the next bit of data then, storytelling with data, copy that, take that across, and exactly the same. Quite a methodical process of doing this. You can speed through the video if you wish to, but it just gives you an idea of how you're pulling out the data that differs based on these particular terms. So just having these 5 particular phrases allows me to get a much more rounded picture of the keywords, be them head, body, or long tail keywords relevant to this particular topic. And what you will find, whilst I've only got 5 to start with, as we go back and forth through the different parts of the resource file, we will identify probably there are a few other quite pertinent terms as well. So let me give you an example. I do SEO for a living, but people search query it through other means. They might put in something like, I want to rank on page 1, or I want more traffic, or I want to beat my competitor. No, I didn't use the term SEO, yet SEO is the very means to achieve all that. So it's knowing that when people go into the search query, particularly within Google, they are going to put different things into that search query field at the top, and therefore find the most relevant answer to themselves. So it pays to know the multiple angles in order to build out your topics. So having pulled all those 5 out there now, we have those ready to start putting into our Excel file. So if we come onto the known keywords here, running through it, I've put some explanations here to give you an idea of what each column means as well. So there's a bit of clarity. This is the overall meaning to the page, which you can move out the way or delete, but I've put them within there just to give it a bit more direction, a bit more of an idea of what the purpose of this page is, that when we're working our way all the way through this resource file, collectively we're building up a better picture of what the search engines see and the readers are looking for. Keyword difficulty there is explained. The cost per click is also explained. The competitive density, which is obviously the 0 to 1. The number of results, how popular it is, and obviously the search features on how many different types there are, and then many different ways, because they listen to the intent of how you deliver the content. So if I was intending for a review, I'd write it as a review. If I was wanting the rich snippet, I'd write it as a short answer. So understanding that gives me a better insight to how I'm going to deliver information. Right, so going from the top back, if I start opening up the Excel files that we just downloaded, and you can see there's the information. I literally click in the first field, hold down Shift, and click in the last field, copy, and then jump into the next one, and I'm literally just pasting it. Now you can go a little bit further. I don't necessarily need that one at the end. Excuse that. It's good to make these mistakes so I can explain to you. That gives me the trend, the frequency over the 12 months. Now I could easily convert those to sparks, the spark lines, which I've got in there. But to be honest, that really, the spark lines there, which really don't give me any sort of value, to be honest, for this resource file, because I'm not looking for something that's going to win it month by month. I'm not in a seasonal sort of game like that. If I was, that would be particularly of interest, but it's not in this particular case. So I'm just going to delete those away, move my column out the way, double click so that's at the end, and I've got an idea of my SERPs. Double click that so I can see then my keywords in there. Now you could introduce, as I said, this template is simply a benchmark for starting your research, and it's totally customizable. I could put another column in there and put the particular chosen keyword as my main category, and these as the subcategories underneath, which will build out my content silos. But for the sake of this, I don't really need to. That tends to come later on in the research where we're looking at competitors. Okay, so scrolling all the way down to the bottom, we've done one so far. Just close that off, don't need it. And then let's open the next one. So there's 5 of these all together, and it's exactly the same again. So we're at the bottom of column G. scroll all the way down and just copy that across. All the columns have been designed specific to what SEMrush is looking for at the moment. Open the next one. We can do all the deleting in one go then as well. And some people might find this quite a redundant or quite a boring process. I don't. I kind of, as I'm doing this, I'm looking at some of the phrases that are being used, and I can already see one or two phrasing that allow me then to jump in there and start interrogating the data and look to see if there's other ways I can throw another expression back into the likes of the keyword magic tool and possibly pull out a different silo. So for the moment, we're just going to acquire the information before we do the interrogation. But when I'm doing it myself, I kind of do it as I'm going along, because I like to jump in and I get quite nosy or a bit impatient, to be honest, and I like to see what's really resonating. But each their own. That is purely up to you, whatever works for you. Also, I find if I've got quite a few of these to do, and I will do literally 100 keywords sometime, save as you go along, then that's our known keywords as a standard moment. We just found 5, and already we're up to just shy of probably 1,000. Yeah, probably just over the 1,000 there. Yeah, we are. We're up to 10,000. You can see already here Python for data. So I know it's going slightly off tangent for me. I don't wish to really look at data science or being a data analyst. I'm only look at data storytelling. So already we know that there are variables going off in different tangents, and that's totally fine. This is the whole point of Excel, and not for you to worry about is you might see lots of redundant terms in there, but don't be put off with them. You will need those in order to filter them away, and that's why we choose Excel. We don't try and do the sifting work now, the heavy lifting. We leave that for further down the road. So now we've acquired that, we're ready to jump into the next part of the video.